If they have been blocked to some degree from utilizing these tools in the corporate environment, what does that do to their ability to compete as an organization or as a team?
Well, your competitors who are doing what you do are going to move a little bit faster than you. Even if it's just like composing emails, they're going to move faster. So they're going to lose deals with the other side who used AI as long as it's governed and used correctly. So you're going to have that issue. And then junior staff are going to start to leave because they're looking for direction when it comes to AI.
Welcome to Nobody Told Me About It. I'm Tad Doyle, and I'm here with Nabil Gharbieh. We have 25 plus years of experience as strategic advisors in the technology space. And each week we have the IT strategy conversations your organization needs to be having. This week we're talking about finding your middle path in AI. Nabil, I'm mid-market CEO. I've got 500 plus employees, maybe 1,000 employees, small IT department. But I'm really concerned about AI and everything I'm reading in the headlines about it. You know, I've restricted use of ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude, etc., through firewall and other permissions situations, at least within my corporate environment. I've told my employees they're not allowed to use AI, but and I've got this real fear that my data is exposed in these environments, and it's my data. I've got intellectual property that is of value to my organization that I don't want exposed either. The regulatory environment is uncertain. So what's wrong with being as restrictive as I have been?
Well, you're not wrong in having those thoughts. I have the same thoughts as well. So they are valid, especially when it comes to when you read reports where only 20% of AI enablement has been proven to show any type of return on investment, or it's shown to provide any value. And you've seen that it's included some risks. So it's a valid concern.
Well, so I have some questions so what happens when employees still need to get work done?
So you're going to get shadow AI. You're going to get people who use their personal cell phones, their personal accounts, their personal emails to forward to themselves. And now they're going to work off their personal laptops. So you'll have zero visibility, zero control. So the actual risk that you were worried about has now been escalated to even a bigger risk.
If they have been blocked to some degree from utilizing these tools in the corporate environment, what does that do to their ability to compete as an organization or as a team?
Well, your competitors who are doing what you do are going to move a little bit faster than you. Even if it's just like composing emails, they're going to move faster. So they're going to lose deals with the other side who used AI as long as it's governed and used correctly. So you're going to have that issue. And then junior staff are going to start to leave because they're looking for direction when it comes to AI.
This CEO that I am at this point, what is it I'm really afraid of? And is this fear justified?
Yeah, I mean, the fear is legitimate. You've got data leakage, you've got IP exposure, you got compliance exposure. The response is an actual risk that can be a lot worse. Tad, let me flip this on you. I'm going to be a CEO who's approaching you to advise me on a different matter. So I'm a smaller composite, if you will, around 75 employees, and I'm all in on AI. I don't want to hear anybody tell me to slow down. I don't want anybody to tell me about governance. I'm saving a lot of money because Copilot is $30 a month per employee. I'm saving a lot of money by my employees using their own tools. I got one particular employee who's actually vibe coding, and he's creating a software for us. So I'm loving what this is doing for our organization. We are truly moving faster than our competition. So I like this, but I'm getting a lot of whispers telling me that this is not the correct way to navigate this. So what are your thoughts?
Well, you have to ask yourself a few questions. So first of all, who owns the data that these tools are seeing?
Well, I guess nobody knows. It also depends on I guess what my employees signed. I mean, when they create a ChatGPT account or something, they're signing something there that says they probably own my data. So I'd argue maybe them. I'm not sure, actually.
And what happens when one of these tools has a breach or is shut down?
Hmm. You got me again. I don't know. There's no continuity here. I know we have business continuity when IT fails, but when AI fails, I don't have anything. I don't have any inventory of what exists. I don't have any backup plans for it. I honestly don't have a good answer there either.
And when your board asks you, what's our AI strategy? What do you say?
Define the word strategy. Nothing. There's a lot of activity. There's absolutely no strategy. There's no value assessments. There's no risk assessments. It's just kind of we're embracing AI. There's no strategy to this.
So Nabil, what two things should the lockdown client do to move towards the middle?
So there's a lot. There's a lot of things I would do. But if I had to pick two, I would replace the ban with a one-page acceptable use policy, an AI acceptable use. Tell people what they can do, not just what they can't do. Uh, and then the second thing I would do is I would come up with an approved tool list, even if it's just 2 or 3. Give people somewhere legitimate to go, as opposed to them finding AI tools that we've never even heard of. So let me ask you, what would you do today? What are 2 things you would do today for the all-in client?
So I think first thing is do an inventory. Like it can, you can't govern what you can't see. You could just send a Slack message or a brief email, like asking folks quite openly, like what AI tools are you using today? You know, no judgment involved. Just like I need to understand what people are using and how it's being productive for them. Secondly, think about like 3 things that can never go into an AI tool. You know, maybe that's customer PII, maybe it's financial data, contracts information, other kinds of sensitive data sets. But start there with a simple definition policy documents stating these things so that you at least have some control. It's easier to disseminate in an organization than a 40-page policy document. It's easier for folks to internalize and make real in their day-to-day operations.
It's a solid 2. It's a good solid 2 that I could start with today.
Awesome. So neither extreme works. The conversation your organization needs to be having isn't should we use AI, it's where on the spectrum are we right now and what's our next move towards the middle.
Yeah, and if today's episode helped, subscribe, share it with someone in your organization who needs to hear it, and we'll see you all next week.